Hello, respected sir. My name is Unnat Virja and I am making this presentation with my colleague Jail Wachhani. So today we are talking about DNS cache poisoning. So basically what is DNS cache poisoning and how we can resolve DNS poisoning. Let's see in this presentation. So first of all, contents of this presentation. So basically, we are going to see what DNS cache poisoning is. Then we will relate to it real life scenarios, and like after onwards, we will try to resolve a DNS error, how we can resolve that, and we would compare real DNS with our real life scenarios, and uh, how one attacker is gaining our data, our personal data with DNS cache poisoning. And basically, the how we are that we will see what are the basic solutions for this DNS. So, introduction to DNS cache poisoning. So, cache poisoning is basically an act for false information doing by an attacker to gain our personal information of any user. So basically what in this action is done by attacker is that some incorrect DNS queries are written as an incorrect response to user. Like if any user is asking a request to any server, then server won't respond with original website, but it will be it will be respond with another dummy website or another fake website. So basically this action is called as DNS cache poisoning. So typically there is no way for DNS resolver to verify data in their caches. So let's try to solve this DNS cache poisoning. What and this incorrect information remains until the time to live TTL expires or until it is removed manually. So basically, to resolve a DNS cache poisoning, a protocol is called DNSSEC to order for to solve this problem. So let's see how this DNS cache poisoning is related to real life scenario. So for an example, we are taking an example for college students, like senior year students are pranking with juniors, like they are changing all the room numbers of the campuses. So basically what the thing we relate to real life scenario is like that they are changing the all necessary and needy information for the user are compared to juniors, and this seniors are working as attackers. So attackers are basically changing the every information that is necessary to user. So the new students won't know the campus layout faces problem. So here the user are facing problem that he won't reach to original website. What his destination is, what he wants to achieve, what he requested to server, but the server didn't responded as per the users require. So getting lost and showing up wrong classroom is the real life scenario compared to the attacker which are giving wrong information to user. So this how we can relating IP address is equal to room numbers. So this room numbers, this wrong room numbers are as compared to as IP addresses. The real IP are changed and the fake IP are implanted. So basically, this is a DNS resolver model. Basically, one if a user is sending a query to server and query is responding with fake server, and another there is a DNS resolver and one query is sent to DNS resolver, and there are different root servers and TLD servers and many more servers. We will see it for in further slides. And this DNS cache, as we also mentioned in our past slides, that DNS cache is basically a temporary storage which where every information is stored, like DNS, every precious informations are stored, and DNS lookups on the machines of OS and web browsers. Like every web browsers has also this cache, DNS cache, and every machines which you are working on different OS also have this DNS cache. So here underneath we are seeing a small diagram in that a client is sending some queries to a server, and some basic informations are stored as a DNS cache, like if client is writing www.google.analytics.com, so their record name is also saved in this OS cache. Then record type is also saved, time to live, and that every other dummy informations are saved on DNS cache. So this is called DNS cache, and let's see how we can resolve this DNS problem. So I will ask to my colleague to give further details on DNS cache solving.
Yes. We solved to DNS case how to show our in how to show what is DNS cache. So we first of all open the CMD and type ipconfig slash display DNS, and we can say our record type, record time to live, data length, and section. All the information related to DNS cache that is shown in the our PC. Next, how to attackers poison DNS caches. Attacker can poison DNS caches by impersonating DNS name server, making a request to a DNS server and then forcing to reply when the DNS server queries a name server. This is possible because DNS servers used to UDP instead of TCP. Because this is used UDP, user diagram protocol instead of TCP means TCP control. User cannot use TCP control, so this is resolved. And because currently there is a no verification for the information. These are the process of DNS sketching. First of all, client send to the request to the DNS sketch server. If then the attacker change this request by editing, and when client again send to request one website, then we client will redirect to the another website. This is called DNS sketch poisoning. And then the next, attacker can also have either no or guess number of factor to carry out DNS spoofing attack, which DNS query are not catched by the targeted DNS resolver. So that the resolver will query the authentic message name server. What port the DNS is using, they use the same port for every query, but now they are different, random port each time. Request ID number. Each authenticating name server the query will be go. Introduction to DNSSC. DNSSC is basic for how to secure DNS cache spoofing attack. A protocol that protects the DNS infrastructure from the cyber attacks, keeping it territorial and quick performing, providing digital signing data to help the secure its validity. Kind of some signature, a legal document with a pen. DNSSC extensions were published in 2005, but DNSSC is not yet mainstream. Leaving DNS still vulnerable to the attacks. Next, how will DNSSC prevent DNS poisoning? Since the DNS is originally designed with no such verification, that is why DNS poisoning is possible. But as DNSSC do secure lookup using a public key cryptography to verify and authenticate the data. For the security lookup, signing must be happened at every level and is implemented in hierarchical manner. For example, we are looking for a google.com, and the root server sends the request to .com name server with a sign-in key, and the .com server redirect to the google.com authenticated name server with a sign-in key. So we can achieve this for preventing DNS. Thank you for our whole team.